with this equation, 3x minus 4y is less than or equal to 12x, or 12, and 5x minus 8y is greater than 6. What we want to do with this is we want to solve this, but we also want to graph it at the same time. So we're going to graph it real quick using our zeros. So I'm going to do one in red, one in black. So let's go black. 0 for x. So what? Plug in a 0 for x. What's y?
3.
Yes, not quite. Negative 3. Negative 3.
Oh, yeah.
Negative 4 goes into 12. Negative 3 times. What's x if I plug a 0 in for y?
4.
4. Come on, people. There's more than one out there. Okay? So, I do the same thing to this one. I'll do it in green. 0 for x. And what is y? Try again. Negative 6 over 8. That one was a hard one. But at least you tried. Okay? This is just as hard, but just remember, it's the same pattern that's going on here. I plug a 0 in for y, and what do I get for x? 6 over 5. Good. 6 over 5.
Or 1 and a fifth.
Or 1 and a fifth. Good. So, what's that tell me? It tells me 1 and a fifth, and the x position's right there. Negative 6/8 is, I don't know, about right there. And then, so that's one line. Good. And then my other line is 0 and negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Now the other line's at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then this line's going up. So it's going to be a while before it crosses, right? But it will cross up there. So what's going to happen? Well,
Should the black one, should it be dotted?
yeah, that's what we got to do next is we got to put in our dotted lines and what? So the black one is an equal to, right?
Yes.
So it's solid. It's solid.
Oh.
And is it less than or is it greater than? And one thing you want to make sure, if there's a negative in front of your y, this sign flips. So it's truly going to be this, greater than. So you go put your thing on here and go up. Okay? And then this one, if there's a negative in front of the y, and there is, right? This one's going to be the opposite. So this one's going to be less than. But remember, it's less than. It's not equal to. And this is where you're talking about is it's got to be dotted. Okay, so it's dotted because there's no equal to part. And it's less than. And so here's the cool part to this equation. Every single point in here, in this red part, works for both equations. So if I were to grab a point in there, and there's one point that's really specific, it's right here, right? And that point is what? That point would be 0 in the x direction and negative 2 in the y direction. That should work for both equations. So you should be able to plug in negative or 0 for x for both of them, which what? Gets rid of the x. That's cool. And then negative 4 times negative 2 should be less than or equal to 12. And that you should check your work, see if you're doing it right. So are we doing it right? And is 8 less than or equal to 12? Is it? Yeah. Okay, then let's try the other one. Let's try this one. So that one is negative 8 times negative 2 should be greater than 6. So is 16 greater than 6?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So when I graph my work, I can check it and double check and just wherever it's shaded in both places, I can make sure, grab an easy point, the easiest one you can find. It's either going to be on this axis or this axis, right? Because one of them be 0. Try not to do both of them 0. But every once in a while, you can, right? But grab a point and check your work. See if it works. 0, 0 works great. You know, some of the time it'll help. It'll check your work. Okay? So that's inequalities. Remembering that as long as if your y isn't negative, then it stays the same. This stays the same. And the reason why it's flipping, remember, if we have 3x minus 4y is less than or equal to 12, then we have minus 3x minus 3x. I got minus 4y is less than or equal to minus 3x plus 12. So then I have divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. What did I just do? I divided by a negative. And when I divide by a negative, I have to flip my sign. And that's why, if y is negative, flip your sign and then check it out. Okay? Did that just quit? Nope. Okay. So then we got 3 over 4x and minus 3. So, and that is actually this black line. Okay? But that's kind of telling us why this sign flips. And this sign does too. I wanted to show you that because obviously on the test, you're going to have a negative one. But I want you to be, it's really easy to turn these into inequalities. The key is if you have greater than or less than, you have a dotted line. If you have greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, or equal to, you have a solid line. Okay? If you have this greater than, you shade up. Less than, you shade down. Equal to has no shade. So you shade up on greater than and down on less than. And that's so easy because you think of it, less than, you put your pin on the line and you go down less than. Okay? You put your pin on the line, it says greater than, you go up. Okay? So, good? Fair?